Well, Mythos of Illuna, Rotting Regisar, tap land, kill Chandra. Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and you can order Commander Legends now over at cardkingdom.com. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Abrew About Nothing, and we have a fun one this week. If you were on the stream like a week or two ago now, we played this really bad deck from the Arena deck list dumps that had Anointed Procession and Mythos of Illuna and Power Stone Shard, and while the deck itself is horrible, the idea was intriguing, so we worked on the deck on stream. It did some cool things. I've been working on it the last week or two, tuning it, improving it. The end result is a deck I'm calling Clone Wars, built around maybe my new favorite card in Magic, which is Mythos of Illuna. So let's talk about the ridiculous things this deck can do. Jump into some games, see the deck in action. So key card number one, Mythos of Illuna, it just makes a token copy of something. Or if we have our other key synergy piece, Anointed Procession, multiple copies of something. Anointed Procession just makes it so if we'd make a token, we get twice as many tokens instead. So this is a couple of things. First, Mythos of Illuna targets any permanent. Lands, our stuff, our opponent's stuff, doesn't even matter. So we could just get an Anointed Procession and then start Mythos of Illunating things to get two of whatever we target. However, we can also Mythos of Illuna the Anointed Procession, which the first one gets us up to 3 Anointed Processions. The second one, I think, crashes Arena usually. But once we have 1,000,000 Anointed Processions going, then any token we make is just going to win the game, essentially. So this is kind of the key engine of our deck. However, for our plan to work, we need a ton of mana. You'll see why in a minute when we get to kind of our combo finish. So we have a bunch of mana rocks: Mind Stone, Guardian Idol, Power Stone Shard, Skyclave Relic, Forsaken Monument to double their mana and the mana of some of our lands. We have some colorless lands as well. So this just gives us a bunch of mana. It helps support our combo that we'll talk about in a minute. In general, these cards are just plus mana. A couple are worth mentioning. Skyclave Relic makes token copies if it was kicked, works really well with Anointed Procession. Power Stone Shard, one of the sweet synergies of the deck is just play it and then copy it with Mythos of Illuna, since each Power Stone Shard taps for mana equal to the number of Power Stone Shards we control. If we make a bunch of those, we just have a ridiculous amount of mana. I think I've gotten 16 Power Stone Shards before, which is just an insane amount of mana to do whatever we want with. Then we have a couple of main deck token producers. Champion of Wits, Shark Typhoon. So Champion of Wits loots in the early game, comes back as an eternalized token later to loot even more. Shark Typhoon does double duty. We can't just cast it as an enchantment and then cast our mana rocks, cast Mythos of Illuna. If we have Anointed Procession out, we're getting a ton of sharks every spell we cast to win the game. If we have a bunch of Anointed Processions, we can also just wait till our opponent's end step, cycle it, and make a huge board full of sharks at instant speed by surprise to attack our opponent and kill them. But our real plan, and when the deck gets really insane, is when we can tutor some combo pieces from our sideboard with Card the Great Creator. The two main ones we're looking for: Lithoform Engine, Paradox Engine. These are the cards that make the deck go incredibly over the top. So Paradox Engine, when we cast a spell, we untap all of our non-lands. Lithoform Engine essentially just copies anything. And first off, the most obvious synergy is we could just use Lithoform Engine to make token copies of our stuff. We have a ton of mana, so we cast Anointed Procession, we Lithoform Engine it to make more Anointed Processions, or we copy our Mythos of Illuna with a new target to make even more token copies of stuff. That by itself is sweet, but we also can go infinite or pseudo-infinite with Paradox Engine. The trick is, we can cast a spell, Paradox Engine will trigger to untap everything. We can use Lithoform Engine in response to copy whatever we cast, and then we untap our Lithoform Engine. So that means every spell we cast, with the help of our mana rocks tapping to give us mana, we can just copy every spell. We can also go truly infinite in mana if we take and use Lithoform Engine to copy Paradox Engine's untap trigger. So the idea is, we get a bunch of mana rocks, we cast a spell, that's going to put a Paradox Engine trigger on the stack saying untap everything. We leave that trigger on the stack, we copy that trigger with Lithoform Engine, that's going to untap everything including our Lithoform Engine. Then we can float over all of our mana again, we can use our Lithoform Engine to copy the untap trigger again, float all of our mana again, untap everything, float all of our mana. So that gives us infinite mana to make infinitely big sharks or just cast our entire handful of spells. So those are the cards. If we can get them with card from our sideboard, that just puts the deck into overdrive. Otherwise, Glass Casket, A little bit of removal. Mana base wise, we get some more value here with Amiria's Call and Seagate Restoration. 4 copies of each. Amiria's Call makes tokens, tons of them if we have Anointed Procession going. Seagate Restoration to draw cards, tons of them if we can copy it with Lithoform Engine. Castle Ardenvale, more token production. The weird like Sheffet Dudes, Ipnu Rivulet, Mirian's Core are essentially dual lands to work with Forsaken Monument, so they make colorless mana if we need to double our mana. In the sideboard, we talked about some of these pieces. Dopa's Veto for control, Wrath of God for aggro, more combo pieces, Paradox Engine, Lithoform, we covered those. Another Forsaken Monument, another Glass Casket, Meteor Golem, Cataclysmic Earhulk, tutorable removal spells for creatures primarily, Sorcerer's Spyglass, Immortal Sun, tutorable removal spells for planeswalkers, Grafdigger's Cage, tutorable removal for graveyards and goblins and collected company shenanigans, and that is the absurdity of Clone Wars for Historic. That's our Butcher Brew deck for this week. Let's jump into it, see this ridiculous pile in action. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap up. All right, much brew about nothing time. We are clone warring in Historic this week, and see what our opponent's up to. Hopefully we can do some crazy things with this deck. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of this deck. When we combo, the combo turns are good. Yeah, we'll keep this. Colored mana might be a concern, but we got a lot of the 4-drops that we want. See what our opponent's up to. Triume. Well, tap land, go. Opponent. Tap land. Well, play a land. Mind Stone. Come on, land. We would love to draw land. That would make us very happy. Land to get down Anointed Procession. That would be the best. If we don't draw land, then we gotta just play Skyclave Relic, I guess, and try to set up for the future. Opponent probably like 4-color control. Woodland Cemetery. Wow, Rotting Regisaur, okay. I'll play the land, play the Karn. Take down the Karn for Glass Casket. We do need to deal with the Regisaur. That is a clock. If our opponent takes a turn off to attack Karn, we're actually pretty happy with that. Untap land. Chandra. Assassin's Trophy hits us. All right, down to 15. Wow, going face. All right. So, in that case, we get to take down Karn, get Sorceress Spyglass, Glass Casket, the Regisaur, Sorceress Spyglass, the Chandra, tap land, go. Opponent has 2 very good cards in hand, though. All right, gonna turn back on the Chandra. Takes up, hits us. Well, play Forsaken Monument, take up Karn, and see if this Forsaken Monument can save us. Hopefully? Maybe? Yeah, takes us up Chandra, hits us to 4, plays Rekindling Phoenix. Alright, so what is our game plan here? We gotta deal with Chandra and to some extent Phoenix. Alright, so I think our plan is 1, 2, 3, 4. Play Power Stone Shard. Gain a couple life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Karn gets Immortal Sun. Play Immortal Sun. Gain a couple life. Who we will see. Opponent does have this Phoenix, Nicol Bolas. We will discard the Karn that doesn't do anything for the moment. Opponent hits us. Yup. We draw Anointed Procession, Seagate Restoration. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Play Anointed Procession. Wait, do we have enough mana to do this? Oh, 1, 2, 3, play Anointed Procession. 1, 2. Skyclave Relic, no kicker. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is a little greedy, but shock ourselves. Play another Anointed Procession. Mythos of Illuna. Rekindling Phoenix. Pass the turn. Opponent attacks. We block. We block. Yeah, bunch of tokens. Wow, 8 tokens. Rotting Regisaur returns. We draw. Okay, Guardian Idol's fine. Ooh, Power Stone Shard's good. So we will play Power Stone Shard. Gain a bit of life. We will play Guardian Idol. Gain a bit of life. We will Mythos of Illuna. What? You know what? Let's sack the Mind Stone. Land. Well, Mythos of Illuna. Rotting Regisaur. Tap land. Kill Chandra. Well, I mean, this is what Clone Wars wants to do. This is the insanity of Clone Wars. That's why it's called Clone Wars. Opponent gets back Rekindling Phoenix. Sure. We had to get rid of Chandra because if they drew a Maelstrom Pulse or something to kill our Spyglass, then we just, oh my goodness, this turn. An opponent cannot beat their own cards, and we will take it. So, opponent, 4 colors, something. Well, I guess Wrath's in. Go down 1 Anointed. Go down 1 Champion of Wits, 1 Guardian Idol. Try it like that. Whew. Well, sometimes you make a lot of Rotting Regisaurs. That was looking scary for a minute. Our opponent had us pretty low on life, but our deck came through in the end. Just barely. Alright. What are you up to, opponent? What are you up to? A little slower than we'd like. Yeah, let's mulligan. Well, okay, this will keep. We will put a Karn to the bottom for now. So still gonna need more mana. We got some removal, though, which is good. So hopefully we don't just get rotted out of the game. Opponent seems to be playing an ambitious amount of colors. Yeah, that's mana. Well, let's just lead on Seagate Restoration tapped. Opponent, Paradise Druid. Well, Castle Ardenvale tapped. Ooh, Kiora. Alright, opponent's got all kinds of shenanigans here. Passes. Well, Chef at Dune, Power Stone Shard. Yeah, that's a little scary. Doubling up the mana and drawing cards with big creatures. Questing Beast. Opponent gets to draw a card. Ugh, yeah. And it's a land and hits us. Playing Mirrodin's Core. Yeah, let's just Wrath, I guess. This Kiora's a problem, though, for sure. Opponent, land, and another big creature. Yeah, Gargaroth's also a problem. Huh. Alright. Well, now I guess we kind of know what our opponent's deck's doing. Passes. Play a land, kick a relic. Can we actually beat a Gargaroth, though? And I'm not sure the answer is yes. That is a big clock, and we used our Wrath. Maybe we shouldn't have. Huh. So our opponent's actually, like, 4-color ramp? I have no idea what our opponent's deck's doing, honestly. Okay. Hi-ya-ya. Alright, so opponent is... Okay, so opponent's just, like, 4-color big stuff. And they certainly have... 5-drop tribal. Alright, yeah, sure. Sure. I mean, I guess we could have stayed to see if we drew a Wrath, but... Oh, boy. Alrighty, then. Well, I mean, we will run it back. Huh. So, just 4-color 5-drops. Maybe that's the name we'll go with. If it costs 5, we got it in our deck, and trust that it all works out. Well, that's a bit of a bummer. That Kiora was really insane. That is a bit of an issue for us. Just a card advantage it generates. So I think we got to get off to a more proactive start, apparently. All right. Well, we're on the play, which is good. Let's get a nice little hand that actually does things. Well, that would have been a nice little hand that does things, but it only contains a single land. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we're going to keep this. I'm not super happy about it, but we will keep. I think we actually put Karn to the bottom for now. Definitely going to need another land. That's the biggest thing. All right, Mirrodin's Core. Go. Well, store up some mana. Land and Power Stone Shard. Go. Opponent. Stomping Grounds. Opponent's looking very Jund at the moment. Has a Maelstrom Pulse. Okay. Play the land. Get down Anointed Procession. Go. Yeah, losing that Power Stone shard, a bit annoying. Is our opponent finally getting punished for their greed? Rotting Regisar. Play Castle Ardenvale. Pass the turn. Opponent discards. I'm not actually sure we want to kill the Regisar. I think we just start making 1/1s and chumping, so our opponent has to keep discarding. We could have made Sharks and actually killed it, but I don't think it's worth it. Opponent passes. Well, Mirrodin's Core, and we will just cast a Shark Typhoon. All right. Well, this is your chance to do something big, opponent, because if we untap with this Shark Typhoon, and an Anointed Procession, things should go pretty well. Opponent discards a Regisar, draws a card. Kills the Shark Typhoon. All right, so opponent remains alive for the moment. We will block. Carne. Well, let's play Champion of Wits. Discard Power Stone Shard and Skyclave Relic. Land Karn. Tick down Karn. Take. What do we take? Let's take Meteor Golem. Opponent got his card. Ooh, boy. Sarkhan's Unsealing. Opponent's got a little bit of everything. Garruk Unleashed. Yeah, that's annoying because of the trample. Opponent attacks us, no blocks. Down to 8. I'll play Meteor Golem. Kill Garruk. Tick down card. Get Glass Casket. Pass the turn. Opponent's got a discard. Another Garruk would be pretty bad for us. That one big tramply attack was, boy, that's a lot of damage. Opponent discards Sarkhan's Unsealing, draws a card. Land. Shifting Ceratops. Going to haste it in. Opponent goes attacking. We will block Rotting Regisar. Ooh, drop to 3. That is not much life. I'll get back Champion of Wits. Get back Champion of Wits. Draw some cards. X2. Discard Guardian Idol and Guardian Idol. Draw some cards. Discard land and land. Play a tap land. Take up card. Pass the turn. Don't kill us. Opponent's got to discard their last card. Untaps draws. Goes attacking with everything. We block. We block. We block. Stuff dies. Oh, top deck Sarkhan's Unsealing. Oh boy, that is scary. Okay, so we need to Karn, get Forsaken. We need life gain. Forsaken Monument. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play Forsaken Monument. This deals what, 4 damage? Okay. Play Mind Stone. Gain a bit of life. Play Power Stone Shard. Gain a bit of life. Play Glass Casket. Get rid of the Regisar. Mirrodin's Core. Charge it up. Go attacking. About it. Alright, that's top deck number 1. We draw nothing, so I think we first actually have to sack Mind Stone. We would like a colorless card. Okay, that works. 1, 2, 3. Power Stone Shard. Up to 5. Oh, if they top deck something big, though, we just lose, don't we? Well, play Anointed Procession. Mirrodin's Core. Pass the turn. Opponent goes to combat. Well, make tokens. Block. Untap. Mythos of Illuna. What does that do? Does it do anything? How can we get out of this? Oh, 4 is not a good life total to be at. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mythos of Illuna. Anointed Procession. Amiria's Call. 128 Angels. Alright. Hopefully our opponent does not top deck. Power 4 or greater creature kills us. If not, 128 Angels kills our opponent. Good game. Does that mean we die or you die? Who's dying here, opponent? Oh, they top decked. Oh, come on now. Yeah. Oh my. Oh, I see a little trolly troll. Oh, well, little scary that we made 128 angels and almost still lost, but the Clone Wars got there. It got there at the end. Oh, sweet mother. Well, all right. Sweet. All right. Much brew about nothing time. We are clone warring in historic. Copying things, ramping things, anointedly proceeding. Wait, processioning? Proceeding? Wait, is proceeding the past tense of never mind. No, I'm confusing myself now. We got anointed procession. That's what I was heading towards. Anointed procession, Mythos of Illuna, shenanigans, and yeah, I kind of like this hand. 2 lands, 2 ramp spells, anointed procession, Mythos of Illuna. Meh. I mean, I guess we need another blue source or to charge up this Mirrodin's core, but yeah, we'll keep this. It's the kind of hand that we want. The question's gonna be: is it worth shocking ourselves? Probably not. Well, all right. Seagate Restoration tapped. This will be interesting. Aggro being on the draw is not one of our most exciting matchups. Opponent, Spire of Industry, and passes. No threats. Bomet Courier hits us for 4. Oh yes. Okay, this is bad news. Opponent hits us. Ah! Well, the good news is okay, on to game 2. We're not going to show our opponent any more of our deck. The good news is we do got a bunch of answers to this in the sideboard. We get to bring in our Wraths, which is the biggest deal. Yeah, if there's one thing our deck does not want to see, it is losing the die roll to aggro and then having aggro play 3 1-drops by turn 2. That is the kind of start that we will almost never beat in game 1. I actually think this is one of our hardest matchups, in part because of the aggro aspect, and in part because of the vehicle aspect. Like, our Wraths are good, but if our opponent just draws like a Chandra, Gideon, Heart of Kieran hand, then our Wraths are not good. Well, can't keep the 1-lander. Alright, this will keep. Yeah, we'll put Karn to the bottom for now. This is not a hand I'm super excited about. Our ramp is 3 mana. Yeah, we'll see. Opponent, untap land, 1-drop, of course. Gets and hits us, of course. 2-mana ramp would be good. Yeah, alright. Guardian Idol, sure. I mean, this at least means that we're going to get to our Wrath of God on time, which is good. And we'll see. We'll see. Opponent, Mountain, and bomb at Courier number 2. And goes attacking, and hits us. Down to 17. Well, we will play Skyclave Relic and Seagate Restoration. Well, okay. So I guess our plan is Wrath next turn and hope that that's good enough. Alright, there's a Heart of Kieran and an untap land, and our opponent attacks, and they get cards. Yeah, Heart of Kieran was something we were concerned about too. Opponent passes. Whew. Well, yeah, I guess we got a Wrath. Because if we don't Wrath, our opponent's just going to draw a ridiculous amount of cards. Well, pass the turn. Hope our opponent is out of shenanigans. Untap land. And here comes the Planeswalkers. Yeah. Yeah, this is exactly what we talked about during sideboarding. And a Scrap Heap Scrounger. The vehicles definitely are a challenge. Opponent crews it up. And we're probably just dead. Gets and hits us. Sure. Anointed Procession. Yeah, on to the next one. Alright, much brew about nothing time. We are clone warring in Historic this week, and this looks pretty reasonable. We have ramp into Karn, which can find our combo pieces and go from there. See what our opponent's up to. Well, Seagate Reborn, go. Temple of Melody for our opponent. Gonna scry to the top. Well, play a land, play Mindstone, go. Well, bad news for our opponent is we got 2 Karns, so 1 Karn going down doesn't necessarily change this for ya. Opponent, Forest, and a Llanowar Elves. I'll play the land, play the Karn, take it down, get a Let's take Forsaken Monument first. We do need a land to be able to play it, but it is the highest upside if we hit the land. Opponent. Alright, has removal, Maelstrom Pulse. And a land. Well, let's just Champion of Wits. Drawn to a land. Discard Shark Typh. Discard Power Stone Shard and Forsaken Monument. For now. Amiria's Call tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent, land. And passes. Well, play Rivulet. Play Forsaken Monument. Go attacking. Pass the turn. That was a weird turn. Why did our opponent pass with all their mana up? Huh. Opponent, passing. Well, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. Anointed Procession. Anointed Procession. And, yeah, I guess we keep attacking. They have this Castle Lockwayne, so we want to keep the pressure on. The Shark Typhoon's going to be pretty good if we get to untap with this setup. Like, the Sharks are going to be big, and they are going to be plentiful. Opponent. Wow, going to block? I mean, I guess we're also fine with this, because getting back Champion of Wits is even more exciting than sharking here, honestly. Opponent, land, and no graveyard hate. Whoo! Okay, Champion of Wits. Yes, please. Auto pay. Give us those sweet, sweet cards. Yes, we will do some drawing. Discard 2 Champion of Wits. Draw some cards. Discard 2 lands. Discard Forsaken Monument land. And, alright, that's good enough. Then we'll play Mirrodin's Core. We'll play Power Stone Shard. We'll play Mind Stone. And, yeah, pass the turn. We're actually kind of hoping our opponent has a Wrath. And they might, because what are they have in the hand that they're not playing? So we're actually rooting for a Wrath here, because if our opponent doesn't concede, next turn is going to be ridiculous. Oh, no! Oh, we're going to be able to Karn for just, like, going off, honestly. Lithoform Engines, Paradox Engines, some sort of engine from the sideboard, and just... whew, really go off. Well, we don't really know what our opponent's doing. We didn't see much other than Thought Seizes in an elf. Yeah, let's bring in the Wraths. Run it like that. Hope that the Wraths are good. Good-ish, at least. Alright, we're on the draw for game number 2. Oh, I wanted to... I hope we actually get to see it go off. I guess that's one of the problems. We've seen some pretty sweet things, but one of the problems is opponents conceding before we get to see the full Clone Wars experience, which, I mean, I'm not blaming our opponents. I definitely would be conceding in those positions too, so, yeah, alright, that's fine. We got the Wrath. Wrath and Ramp. Alright, Thoughtseize, number 1. Takes Mind Stone. Well, Seagate. Reborn you. That does slow down our ramping a bit. Tap land for opponent. Well, Hallowed Fountain tapped. Go. Opponent. Woodland Cemetery passes. Well, Mirrodin's Core. Power Stone Shard. Go. Well, goal 1 might be to cast a Seagate Restoration here. And draw a few cards. Ooh. Roddy McGee, eh? Now, 1, 2. Play Mind Stone. Shock ourselves. Wrath of God. Go. This does set us up for a... ooh, Questing Beast, okay. Hits us down to 14. And a land. Hell yeah. I think we just gotta draw. Opponent. Okay. Hits us to 10. Land. Scries. How do we beat a Questing Beast? That is a concern. Opponent. Passes. Well, alright. Amiria's Call. Makes them angels. Seagate Restoration tapped. Pass the turn. Well, the angels can block the Questing Beast at least. Unless our opponent can kill both of them. Alright, Murderous Rider to kill an angel. Opponent taps. You got more? We got more removal? Agonizing Remorse. Takes Karn. And alright, so opponent did have all the removal. But they are also out of cards. Huh. Well, let's Mythos of Illuna Questing Beast. Play a Karn. Take down a Karn. Get a Forsaken Monument. Might as well attack. Well, if our opponent draws another removal spell off the top, we are in trouble. Opponent attacks. Well, we will block. Murderous Rider, sure. So we will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forsaken Monument. Take down Karn. Get Lithoform Engine. Ugh. Alright, let's Lithoform Engine. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, the worst is we can die, but... Oh, Post comes it up! They see the Clone Wars coming and want no peace of the engine. Oh, well, we didn't get to see the full combo, but we were getting close. We were stacking up the pieces. Like, next turn things start to get crazy, because then we can Anointed Procession, copy Anointed Procession, and then we're just off to the races. Like, once we have 2 Anointed Processions and a Lithoform Engine that lets us copy anything we want in token form, and then it's doubled, and it gets out of control. It gets really out of control. So, all right. Well, sweet. All right, much Brew About Nothing time. We are Clone Warring in Historic, and I mean, this hand's fine. We don't have the Anointed Procession, but we got Ramp, maybe card draw, and a Mythos of Illuna, which could be anything. Fable Passage for our opponent. Well, play Rivulet, play Mindstone. Champion of Wits is not a bad draw. Gives us some filtering at least. Opponent gets an island. Alright, so control of some kind. Plays a Glacial Fortress. Well, we will play Sheffet Dudes. We'll play Power Stone Shard. We will pass the turn. Opponent cycles Censor. Yeah, Narset would be annoying. Oh, it's Bant. I see. Well, we will play Champion of Wits. Draw some cards. Discard you and you. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Alright, discard. Mirrodin's Core. Go. I think step 1 is giving ourselves a chance to cast this Seagate Restoration if our opponent taps out and gives us opportunity. Cycle Censor. Sure. Untaps. Tap land. Opponent. Passing. Well, charge up the core. Untap. Go to combat. Attack ya. Yeah, play a tap land. Yeah, we're gonna wait. Opponent untaps. We're waiting for the window. Untap land for our opponent. Baffling and our Champion of Wits. Leaving up the counter mana. Yeah. And, still gonna leave up the counters. Well, charge up the core. Untap. Play Anointed Procession. Alright, counter 1 of, I'm sure, infinite. Opponent untaps. Passes. Well, we will charge up the core. Play Champion of Wits. Do some looting. Discard Mythos of Illuna and Amiria's Call. Mirrodin's Core. Go. Opponent makes a 1/1. Would be nice to draw something else we could cast with this Karn to, like, force our opponent to counter. Opponent. No attacks. Well, charge up the core. We're going to have good mana. These cores are getting very charged up. Charge up the core. Untap. Shark Typhoon's not the worst. Go to combat. Attack ya. Oh, opponent's going to block? Wait, does this mean they're playing Disallow too? No, I mean, we're going to go for it. Oh, alright, Champion of Wits resolves. We get to draw some cards. Opponent's going to cast out. That doesn't actually stop it, though. We still get to draw 4 and discard 2. Like, we don't have the 4/4, but we will discard 2 Guardian Idols. Boy, this hand has a lot of power, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Tap line go. Alright, what do you got, opponent? Tap out, please, so we can do things. Vote it. Ooh. Alright, tapping down. Not out, but down. Boy, I want to resolve this. Opponent gets a couple lands. Plays a land. Passes. Well, we will play Anointed Procession. We will... Let's pass the turn. And Shark. Opponent. No, Shark Typhoon. Cycle. Make a couple 3/3s. Double block. Kill your Shard. Baffling ends the Shark. And a Narset. Okay. Gets his Kanta. Okay, plays his Kanta. So, How much can we do here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I guess we Mythos of Illuna, cast out, get rid of Narset, get rid of Azcanta, play Power Stone Shard, play Karn, take down Karn. Let's take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let's take Forsaken Monument. Like, what we're still trying to get to mostly is resolving a Seagate Restoration to refill our hand. Opponent passes. Well, 1, 2. How do we do this? We have multiple options here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forsaken Monument. Do you have a counter? Opponent has Absorb. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Skyclave Relic. Kicker. Tick down Karn. Take Paradox Engine. Pass the turn. Alright, the mana's adding up. The mana is adding up. Opponent gonna make a 1/1 to kill our Karn. Yeah. That is mostly acceptable. I mean, we'd like to have Karn around, but opponent. Well, we'll see how many counters our opponent has. Gets in, hits the card. Land. Passes. Ooh, Shark Typhoon 2. Interesting. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Paradox Engine. Opponent has an Absorb. No, Seagate Restoration. Oh, okay. Well, we fought through the counters and managed to pick up the win. Our opponent didn't really let us, like, fully combo off, but, well, we will bring in, the vetoes. Yeah, let's go down Champion Wits, I guess. Well, Champion Wits can attack Narset. What do we cut? And let's go down 1 Monument. We can get it from the sideboard, run it like that. Well, that kind of worked, and our opponent had a lot of counters. So that is good news for the deck. Yeah, alright, we'll keep it. No ramp, but we got a veto. Yeah, let's just Seagate Restoration tapped. Pass the turn. Island for our opponent. Well, Hallowed Fountain, untapped. This does send a pretty clear message that we got a counter, but I think it's necessary. Opponent, Ardenvale, passes. We will play Amiria's Call. Pass the turn. Cycles cast out. Land for our opponent, passes. Well, Mirrodin's Core. Oh, we really want one more land. Pass the turn. Very afraid of, like, tapping down and our opponent being able to resolve a Haymaker of some kind. Glacial Fortress. Can we draw a land? That's a big question. Charge up. Alright, we can. So, Hallowed Fountain, untapped. Champion of Wits? Or Elves? Ooh, Shark Typhoon's good. Let's discard Mythos of Illuna and... Power Stone Shard for now? I think. Pass the turn. Opponent. Gonna make a shark. I mean, that is technically a clock. Land for our opponent. Gets and hits us. Down to 13. Grafdigger's Cage. Doesn't actually do anything against our deck, really. I'll play Sheffet Dunes. Play Anointed Procession. Pass the turn. Actually, we'll go attacking. I don't know if our opponent realizes that Grafdigger's Cage does not shut down Champion Wits coming back. I don't think they do. Land for our opponent. Combat. Hits us. Down to 10. Narset. Well, we're going to veto that. An opponent casts out Anointed Procession. Sure. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. How do we want to do this? I'll play Karn. Tick down Karn. Get Forsaken Monument. Tap land. Pass the turn. Land for our opponent. Kills the Karn. Yeah. Narset. Well, we will again veto. Hope there's not another follow-up. Opponent passes. Play the land. Play Forsaken Monument. Play Guardian Idol. Man, pass the turn, pass the turn. This is a big one. What does our opponent find? Opponent, token, sure. Please, no Narsets. If we can get back this Championowitz, things could go pretty well. Opponent gets in, hits us. Down to 8. Passes. Well, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Championowitz. Draw some cards. Ooh, alright. We will discard Rivulet and Plains. Play a Guardian Idol. Play Karn. Alright, opponent spends the Absorb. Yep. Makes a token. Well, we pass the turn. Untaps. No whammies. Scryland, Baffling End. Only one card in hand, though. Opponent gets in, hits us. Down to 7. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Karn. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do this first. 5, 6, 7. Seagate Restoration. Draw some cards. Mind Stone. Gain some life. Karn. Gain some life. And a post scoops it up! Oh! Well, we didn't get to see the full-on combo. However, I mean, we did win. We did shenanigans and won. I mean, when it comes to playing super counterspell heavy control decks, you gotta take the wins however you can get them. If the game kept going, who knows what would happen. Eventually, we'd find another Anointed Procession and be off to the races. But yeah, all right, sweet. All right, much Abrew about nothing time. We are clone warring in Historic, and all right, we're missing our cheap ramp, but we do have a lot of the 4-drops that we want. We'll see. And we're on the play, which does increase our odds of getting to them. Tab and go. And we could also just draw a 2-mana ramp. We do have a bunch of 2-mana ramp spells in our deck. Ooh, alright. Well, Karn Wars. Castle Art and Veil go. This is going to be interesting. Interplanar Beacon, Mindstone. Play Rivulet, Championowitz. Discard Championowitz. Discard Mirrodin's Core for now, I guess. Pass the turn. Yeah, we'll see what our opponent has. Land. Solemn Simulacrum. I'll play Mirrodin's Core. Oh, this is actually really interesting. Opponent has 5 mana. And let's play Karn. But let's just tick it up. This is just to shut down our opponent's Mind Stone, basically. Another Beacon. Forsaken Monument. Opponent goes attacking. Well, we will block. Well, untap land. We will Mythos, Forsaken Monument. We will play Mind Stone. We will tick down Karn. Get Sorcerous Spyglass. Play Sorcerous Spyglass. Huh. Alright. I guess we name Mind Stone with this hand. Yeah, name Mind Stone. Well, our opponent's hand is actually not that great. They do get to kill our Karn, and they got a ton of mana, but they don't currently have anything to do with it. Opponent kills the Karn. Yup. Guardian Idol. Gain some life. Sure. Land. What's that last one? Nothing big. Nothing big and scary. Opponent passes. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, let's Champion of Wits. Draw some cards. Discard a Glass Casket and a Amiria's Call for now? Yeah, let's go Amiria's Call. Play a Guardian Idol, gain some life. Play a land. Pass the turn. Alright, no whammies. What are we scared of here? I think we're mostly scared of Ulamog. Ulamog's a card that just beats us. Ugin would be frightening, but since most of our stuff is colorless, it's not as bad as it might seem. I don't think we block a Solemn. I don't think we want to give our opponent another draw to find their whammy. Uh-oh. Oh, God, they top-decked it. Wow! Oh, goodness. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, Yeah. I mean, I guess all you say is good running. Like, what can you actually say about that? Just good running? You drew it? Now our opponent has double mana. We do not have double mana. This Ulamog lives. We're at 15. Yeah, I think that's just game. That is very unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, we're dead now. Ugh. Boy! We were gonna go off too, but... Jeez. Well, I mean, that is a thing. When you play Magic, you top deck Magic cards, and sometimes you top deck the one that you want more than anything. I think I'm mostly disappointed because I think we were in shape to be basically anything else, including Ugin on that board state. Like, with what we had set up, we were not really worried about anything, except our opponent literally just lucking into... I mean, I don't even know how many Ulamogs they would be playing in their deck. One of some probably not super high number. Like, 1, 2, maybe? So yeah, I mean, them's the breaks, I guess. Definitely disappointing, though, because we were going to do really sweet things within a turn or two. Well, we get to play first. I guess we keep this. No, tap line go. Opponent. Radiant Fountain passes while land and Mind Stone. Go. We would like to keep hitting lands, preferably. Opponent, Radiant Fountain. And a Guardian Idol. Well, that's not a land, so we will pass. Oh boy. Oh no. Why do the Magic Gods hate us? Crawling Barrens. Guardian Idol. Mind Stone. Well, we will cycle a Shark Typhoon to make a 1/1. Alright, that's a land, finally. And a land. We'll play the land. Go to combat. Attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we got to pass for now. Opponent plays a land. Activates a Guardian Idol. Activates a Guardian Idol. Hits and hits us. Down to 50. We untap. Oh, so awkward. So awkward. Well, play the land. Pass the turn. Ugh. Yeah, missing these land drops is really bad. Opponent plays an Ugin. We will counter the Ugin. We will charge up this Mirrodin's Core. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, that means more bad things could be coming. Opponent passes. Ooh. Well, that's Forsaken Monument. Pass the turn. Hope for no whammies. Opponent untaps. Blast Zone. Up to 9 mana. Alright, opponent's gonna crawl at us. Yep. Well, take our beats down to 10. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Karn. Shut down our opponent's artifacts. Gain a bit of life. Take down Karn. Get a... Yeah, let's get Lithoform Engine. So they can not fire these up, but this can attack. Well, play Lithoform Engine. Gain some life. Play a tap land. Pass the turn. Okay. What's next? Oh boy, opponent has Forsaken Monument. Oh no, this means we can get Ulamog again. Is there any way to stop this? Oh, okay. Karn. Take down. There is a way to stop this. Get Meteor Golem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's Seagate Restoration. Untapped. 11. Meteor Golem. Copy it. Blow up Forsaken Monument. Blow up Mind Stone. No attacks. Oh, okay, we faded for now. And we got the Mythos of Illuna, so we can make Meteor Golems for days. The Clone Wars. POTUS scoops it up. Oh, okay. I mean, if that game kept going, we would have been able to, the next turn, play the Anointed Procession, then Mythos of Illuna, a Meteor Golem, and just blow up all of our opponent's permanent, like non-land permanents. And I mean, that I think would have sealed the deal. Well, all right, run it back. Run it back. We finally got a little bit of Lithoform Engine action. This is just such a weird matchup because it's really so dependent on Karns and shutting down your opponent's mana. Yeah, we'll keep. We're a land away from turn 3 Karn, assuming our opponent doesn't turn 3 Karn us first. Tap land go. Opponent, land, and they got a mana rock? No. Well, land, Guardian Idol. Okay, Magic Gods, give us a land, please. Please, please, please. Pretty, 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 please. Opponent, untap land. Mind Stone. Land? Alright. Land, untapped, Karn. Wow, opponent sacks it. That's good. That's good for us. We will just tick up Karn for now. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a land. Solemns. Gets a land. That means Crawling Barrens can actually attack. What do we do here? Well, play Skyclave Relic. Tick down Karn. Get Forsaken Monument. Pass the turn. So I assume we lose our Karn here. Or not. Opponent hits the Karn. Down to 2, sure. Another Solemn. Alright, so our opponent's getting their mana the old-fashioned way. Gets a land. Well, we untap. We draw land, which is good. Play Mirrodin Score. 1, 2, 3. Play Power Stone Shard. Take up on Skyclave Relic. Pass the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh boy. The problem is our opponent can just make land drops up until, well, alright. We will counter that. Opponent attacks. Well, we are going to kill one and keep our card. Our opponent's getting pretty close to just ramping naturally into Ulamog, though. And Ulamog's the card that we have the hardest time beating. Opponent passes. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forsaken Monument. Power Stone Shard. Actually, yeah, okay, that's fine. Power Stone Shard. Gain some life. Rivulet. Tick up on Forsaken Monument. Pass the turn! Pass the turn! No Ulamogs, please, please, please. Opponent plays a land. Up to 9. That's 1 away. Alright. An Ugin. Ugin is not the end of the world, though. We could potentially beat an Ugin. Opponent. Going to Lightning Bolt it. And passes. Anointed Procession is very interesting. Well. 1, 2. How do we beat the Ugin? That's the question. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Anointed Procession. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mythos of Illuna. Anointed Procession. Pass the turn. In the Sharks we trust. Opponent. Land. Hits us. Okay, I was afraid they were going to Wrath. That would have been a problem. I think this is going to do it. I think this is going to do it. I think? Maybe? Mind Stone. Crawling Barrens. Okay. 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 Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Cycle. Make some 6/6s. How about 8 of them? Eat your land. Oh! Oh! We beat a Ugin! We beat a Ugin! Go to combat. Attack your face. Oh! 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 Clone Wars! Clone Wars! Oh man. I mean, our opponent has no idea what our deck's doing, which works to our advantage. There was risk there right down to the end. If our opponent had, instead of ticking up to go for ultimate on Ugin, if they had just ticked down, they could have exiled our Anointed Processions. If we make Sharks in response, the Sharks get exiled too. If we wait, then we lose Anointed Processions, and we get 1 Shark, and we are not going to be able to win from here most likely. So, not that our opponent played it wrong. I think without knowing what our deck's doing, and without having seen Shark Typhoon, I think our opponent probably did the correct thing, but we were rewarded for our deck being a little bit wonky and out there, so sweet. Clone Wars. So what did we learn this week about Clone Wars in Standard? And overall, we went 3-2, which is a pretty respectable record with a pretty rogue deck. I will say, I played a ridiculous number of games with various versions of this deck. If you decide to pick it up, it does pretty well against mid-range and control. Where it really struggles the most is against aggro decks, especially if aggro wins the die roll and they're just playing a bunch of 1-drops. Yeah, we can get them with Wrath. We do have some Glass Caskets. But often what happens in those matchups is we're just a little bit too slow. We ramp, we get out our Anointed Procession or a Karn, and then we just die. And making matters worse against dedicated aggro is Mythos of Illuna isn't that sweet. Like, one of the best tricks with Mythos of Illuna is just snagging our opponent's best thing. We saw that in our first matchup against the mid-range deck. We were able to make like 1 million copies of Rekindling Phoenix, and then when it died, 1 million tokens from the Rekindling Phoenix dying. So being able to snag our opponent's stuff is one of the big upsides. Our opponent plays like a powerful Planeswalker, we're like, we would kind of like one of those. Mythos of Illuna against like mono red aggro or even Gruul aggro, those decks just don't have great things for us to copy, so it kind of weakens our Mythos of Illuna plan as well. On the other hand, the deck does just some bonkers things. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get to see it go off more, in part because opponents just scoop. Like, they see it coming. Once we get things set up, and we're like, oh, we got a Lithoform Engine and a Paradox Engine, most opponents are not going to sit through the ridiculous combo turn and enjoy just the absurdity. So that's kind of the drawback, is you don't get to see the full combo. I'm tempted to just like jump into a Sparky match to show you what the deck can do, and I might actually do that. Maybe I will attach that to the end of the video, just so you can see like the full insanity of what can happen when the deck gets going, because even though it doesn't come up all that often in practice, that's not because the deck can't do it, it's just because opponents scoop too early once we get things set up. Our opponent feels so far behind that they don't actually sit through the thousands of sharks coming at them, or whatever ridiculous thing we're going to do, our infinite mana untapping combo. So the deck, I mean, is it like super duper competitive? I think it's kind of in the middle. It does bonkers things. It's really fun to play. Mythos of Illuna, I think, is a legitimately super underrated card that people should probably play more of. I mean, the floor on Mythos of Illuna is 4 mana rampant growth, because you can just copy a land, and that's actually not that bad. Like, it's hard for it to ever be a dead card. It's almost never a dead card. And the ceiling on it, especially in this deck with Anointed Procession, is just so high. Just making a huge board full of whatever for 4 mana, doing really bonkers things. So I really like this deck. I think this deck is super fun to play. Is it good enough to get you to Mythic? I don't know. Like I said, the aggro matchups are pretty poor, especially if we end up on the draw. Maybe we could shift our sideboard more towards that. The problem is we have all this card stuff in the sideboard, so it's not like you can just play 4 Wraths and a bunch more cheap removal spells, because you want these Karn targets to make Karn good, so there's a lot of weird pressure in the deck. But the deck is sweet, it's explosive, it does ridiculous things, and when it goes off, oh man, it is one of the sweetest combo decks that I've gotten to play in Historic. So that's Clone Wars. That's been our bunch of brew for this week. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.